This is Lon Winters with Graphic Elephants.
This is Jimmy Lamp.
This is Matt Vassallo with the RhinstoneWorld.com.
And you're listening to the Two Regular Guys podcast.
And you are listening to the Two Regular Guys podcast.
Hosted by...
My name is Terry Combs, RG, regular guy.
And Aaron Montgomery.
We're just regular guys having fun and trying to make a living in this really cool and exciting industry.
I think we all want to succeed 100% of the time.
Seek to understand before I try and make myself understood.
Bring a ton of great information.
Coming to you live from somewhere dark, dirty, and dank.
All right. Well, welcome into the show. It is Friday, November 11th, 2022. I'm Terry Combs, and you can find me at terrycombs.com.
And I'm Aaron Montgomery, and you can find me over at oursuccessgroup.com. Terry, it is an exciting day today. Today is the day, and to me, Terry, this is the most important show we do all year. I know that the Reggie's coming up is really good. We've had some great shows this year, but I love the fact that we get to talk about everybody who's helped support everybody else in this industry in one way, shape, or form as we announce the nominees for the 10th annual REGGIE Awards today. So I'm pretty excited about this. I always love going through the list. In fact, I was rushing over here because we're getting through the last of it, trying to make everything kind of get sorted out. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But yeah, it's always great to see all these names, and we talk about this all the time, Terry, but we meet somebody new each time. So
Absolutely. And I was kind of perusing the list myself this morning, and there were several names I did not know, but with companies that I did know. So it'll be interesting to see how everything pans out today. But as you mentioned, everybody that was nominated gets mentioned today. So this is an exciting and fun show for us.
Yeah. In fact, if you're tuned in, I see some faces that we don't see all the time here. So make sure that you get out there and share this and make sure we want to have big numbers in here today for the live show today. So looking forward to that. Speaking of folks tuning in, let's say hello real quick. And then also talk about a couple other things here. So we got Jerry Dahlheimer checking in. Good morning, Jerry. Todd from Fat Dad checking in. Pilar from TRW saying good morning to Todd and Jerry. And Ramona, yes, indeed. This is one of the most exciting events of the year for sure. And we've got Justa here as well. Thank you for being here all the way from across the other side of the pond. Well, he's in Sweden, but we're going to call it the pond anyways. And then Tanya checking in. Hopefully you're doing well, Tanya, and getting out of the hospital soon, if not already. I can't remember where that's at, but Christine Shreve, welcome in. Hello. And yeah, we'll keep saying hi for one quick second, Terry. Frank.
Sure.
And Kristen and Sheila and David Gross from Connie Systems, Justin Armenta from JA Digitizing, and the Embroidery Nerds. So very well represented here today, Terry, with everybody tuned in. So thanks for being here, guys. Terry, the other note, though, it is Veterans Day today as well. So you want to say a little something about that?
Well, yeah, we certainly want to thank all of the veterans in our industry. And, maybe next year, Aaron, we should do this again. One show that fell on Veterans Day in a previous year, we had only veterans from the industry on the show. And so we certainly appreciate your service and appreciate you being a part of our industry as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's a really good idea, Terry, that we'll figure that out because the REGGIE nominations always fall around the same time. So also, but I think, like you said, just a great way to celebrate the veterans throughout the industry. There are lots. So thank you, everybody, for your service. And thanks to all of our veterans, veterans past and who are currently serving. And actually had an opportunity to get together with some gentlemen this morning. I do a little men's group on Friday morning early, and we were just talking about that, how blessed we are to be in a place where we can do stuff like this and be free to say whatever we want, right?
Right. But not
make
too
the
much.
Reggies if you want, right? Yes, exactly. So, all right, Terry. Well, the other thing that before we get to the REGGIE announcement, I know everybody's excited to be here, but I'm also super excited. We've got Adrienne from Screen Printing Magazine here, and she's got some news items that this news segment has been fantastic. Everybody's doing a fantastic job, and Adrian's been on before, and I can't wait for what she's got to share with us here today, Terry. So shall we bring Adrian in?
Let's hear from another Ohio University alum.
There we go. Here we go. We're ready, Eric.
Hey guys, thanks Terry always for the OU Bobcat shout out. Love that. Love that you're a fellow Bobcat. Thanks for having me on again. My first piece of news today is from Print Hustlers, which was this past weekend in Fort Worth, Texas, led by Print Tavo and Made Lab. I have my awesome shirt here to represent one of the things we got as attendees. Screen Printing Magazine was a sponsor. So screen printers from across the country took part in a Printavo Best Practices workshop on Saturday, engaged in a full day of speaker sessions emceed by the awesome Justin Lawrence of Oklahoma Shirt Company on Sunday, and had the option to choose one of 4 companies, Renfro Salsa, SNS Activewear, Printed Threads, or Trust Print Shop, for a private tour on Monday. I chose Trust Print Shop, and it did not disappoint. Matt Lucas started the business in 2004 when he was 17, and a tale as old as time. He needed shirts. There, I realized so many screen printers have not been in other screen printing shops. There's so much value you can take from seeing how someone else is doing things. So maybe this is more of a PSA to check out other screen printing shops, but nonetheless, you can learn more about Trust Print Shop and watch a behind the scenes video of the building at this link. And you can also read my recap of Print Hustlers at screenprintingmag.com. Now, I really feel like I am on a local news segment because I'm sharing not the best news. An Illinois screen shop was destroyed by a fire last week, but the owner is determined to reopen. Full Throttle Screen Printing in Waterloo, Illinois was severely damaged when flames from a nearby motorhome spread to the building that houses the shop and 2 other businesses. Thankfully, there were no injuries. The motorhome that caught fire belongs to Patrick Ahrens, the owner of Full Throttle. Apparently, the RV was plugged into the building at the time of the fire, but the cause of the blaze is yet to be determined. Ahrens built his company from a single heat press and vinyl cutter 12 years ago to a full-fledged printing company today. We posted this story on our Facebook page, and Paul Smirch commented, "I almost lost my shop today as well if I hadn't been there. Heater caught fire." So I guess another PSA, fires do happen. Make sure you have the right steps and protocols in place for avoiding them, and just know what to do, have your team know what to do in case they do take place. So we'll end on some happier news. Mark Cuban has made another investment in Campus Ink and screen printing editorial advisory board member Stephen Farrig. The Urbana, Illinois-based screen printing company, which operates an NIL, name, image, and likeness platform for college athletes, has added another $2 million thanks to a group of investors that include billionaire entrepreneur Mark Cuban. It's the second capital infusion that Campus Ink has received from Cuban, who regards the company as a pioneer in an emerging space. You can read more about the investment in the link available and listen to my episode of the Screensaver podcast with Stephen, where he details Mark Cuban's investment in Campus Ink, including how he became connected with Mark. And spoiler, it has something to do with an email. So that's the news from Screen Printing Magazine. Check us out at screenprintingmag.com. And thanks, guys, for having me on.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, that was great. Such a great job. We love having Adrian here, and so thanks very much. Some good news. Make sure again you're going to check that stuff out and sign up for the email blasts and get a copy of the magazine. They're doing great work over there. So Adrian's going to be back with us again next year, hopefully. So we'll we've got a couple more news segments left this year, but kind of getting everybody in the rotation. So we really appreciate her joining us, and hopefully we can keep having her back as long as she'll keep having us, so to speak.
Absolutely. She does
All
a great
right.
great job with, and I think we get rather than you and I doing news items, we get everything very, very, very current when we
Yes.
have the magazines coming on doing this. So it's awesome.
Yeah. Current and just really good stuff too, right? They're going, all those things. And Adrian talked about the fact that some of those things were PSA. I mean, that's kind of what we need this information for, right? So that makes a lot of sense. I got to make sure that we know what to do when fire happens and things like that. And then
your employees know what to do as well.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Really good stuff. So thanks, Adrian. Okay, Terry. Well, we've got lots to cover here in nomination land, but we would not be the Two Regular Guys podcast without a dad joke. So you've been doing a really good job with these, Terry. So let's have you pull another one for us.
Yeah. I probably should save this for Valentine's Day, but I'm going to go ahead and do it today. So, Aaron, did you know that trees commit to one romantic relationship at a time?
I did not know they did that. No.
Yeah, they practice mahogany.
Eric
there are
has
people
to get
groaning everywhere.
Yeah, there's groans, and then the best part, though, I think of this whole thing is, Eric is kind enough to have the lower thirds for those of you that are watching the video version, the podcast version. You still get the groans, I'm sure, but he always puts the stuff that it's groan worthy in parentheses just in case, right? So, and apparently we almost choked Nikki Ademkowitz, so let's be careful there, Terry.
That's awesome. All right, well, Aaron, before we get started, we want to thank everybody for checking out the Two Regular Guys podcast. We are always looking for new guests, so if you or anyone you know would like to join us, go to calendly.com/2 regular guys with your show ideas. If you are listening to the podcast version, we would appreciate you sharing the Two Regular Guys podcast with all your industry friends so they can become regulators too. And we would appreciate you giving us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're watching us live right now, please join in with your comments and questions and your shout outs as we go through the list of names.
Awesome. Yeah. So definitely jump in there. Let's see this number increase here for the live viewers here today and share that out there and appreciate that. Let's hear a quick word about a workshop that my wife and I have coming up on the 18th here. So Eric, whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm Kylene.
And I'm Aaron from our Success Group.
We understand that feeling of knowing something is holding you back.
Are you watching others succeed and wondering what they have that you don't? There's a secret locked away inside of each of us, yet we never think about fixing it because it has to be something external from ourselves. It is the limiting belief that everyone wants to just push aside and try to hustle and grind harder to get there. But the truth is, those limiting beliefs are keeping you from asking for help or doing the action needed to move your business forward.
The sooner you can identify what's holding you back, the sooner you will start achieving your goals. Head on over to oursuccessgroup.com/unlock and click the turquoise button, Learn the Magic to Unlock Your Potential. We hope you make this investment in yourself and unlock your potential so you can find more meaning and success in your life.
All right. Well, we'd love to have you join us. So again, head over to oursuccessgroup.com/unlock and check that out. So Terry, the dad joke, it's getting some follow-up. So, as usual, Todd's got the follow-up joke here. It says, that joke should be made like a tree and leave. And then Kim Johnson earlier said happy Friday, but also said, oh my, with the phone. So. And then speaking of dad jokes, Amanda here, and I will... I'm going to just out her because she's pretty awesome anyhow. So it's okay. In other comments that were made for as far as the REGGIE nominations went, she mentioned that we needed to add a category for best dad joke. So I don't.
Oh, hey, I think that's a really good idea for next year.
I do think it's a really good idea. So thank you, Amanda.
But your son would probably win it every year, so that doesn't seem fair.
Well, I don't know. You've come up with some good ones, and Jed's had some good ones too. So I don't know. It'd be quite a competition. So
my Frankenstein birds and bees one, that's my favorite one so far.
Oh, no, I can't remember that one now. Okay,
the Munster Mash.
Oh God, yes. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't have asked. All right, I shouldn't have said anything. And then I saw Eddie checking in here, driving and listening. So make sure listening,
awesome.
Right? Yeah, good. Awesome. Appreciate you guys tuning in. All right, Terry. Well, it's time. Let's do this. You ready for this?
Yeah, absolutely. Or do we need to go through the nominating rules again, or just plunge
let me
forward?
Let me just hit a couple of them. Yeah, let me hit a couple of them just to kind of give people, make sure, if you're just happen to be tuning in now, that way everybody's kind of understands what's going on here. Because at its core, Terry, as you know, right, this is all about recognizing the people that have done something to help somebody else in the industry. I mean, I think if we narrow this down to its simplest, it's just recognition. Right?
Exactly.
There's a lot of fun, and I know it can be a little competitive sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's really about just recognizing people. And I think, everybody that is involved and is part of it understands the spirit of that, right? It's great to have the plaque, right? But it's not, it's really about recognition. So with that being said, we had to kind of put some ground rules in place. So you had to nominate a company or an individual in at least 7 of the 10 categories, meaning, right, if you're going to take time to do this, let's be an educated voter, so to speak. Right? And I get it, right? You may not have somebody in every category, but to just paste somebody's name across all 10, those got kicked out, right? That kind of thing. When clearly, it was like, wait a second, you didn't read any of this, did you? So that was the first rule. We also are limiting the nominations to a maximum of 2 categories per company or individual. And I will just kind of a little quick note here. We're going to list these out. We're going to talk about some of the people that we are potentially going to be voting on, but there will be some adjustments. I've not been able to make that adjustment to everything yet. So the voting's not live. The voting will be live a little bit later today. So really we're reading all the nominees. You're going to have a general idea of who we're voting on, but I'm going to have to go back and do the tabulations here for this particular rule here. So basically, if you're in more than 2 categories, I'm going to go back and find out where you got the most nominations from, and then use that number to figure out which ones you stay in. So does that sound
which means that there will likely be a couple of folks that went from the nominated list onto the voting on list as well.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to, again, kind of give you a general idea, but it's not finalized quite yet. But obviously if you're on the current voted on list, you will be in at least 2 categories. So,
well, Aaron, I live in Arizona, so the vote not being finalized, not quite yet, is a normal thing here.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So
we're thinking Tuesday. Tuesday we might know.
We're just living up to the times here. So, So I was remiss. I did not get as far along through these things last night. I may have to cut off the voting a little bit earlier to give myself a little extra time. I don't know. Who knows? So that's that. We're gonna be voting. So as soon as we get these things live, like I said, a little bit later today, we're not going to be Tuesday, Terry. We were going to be voting will take place until December 8th, and that will have a hard cutoff time of 5 p.m. As well, Central Time, center of the universe time for some of you, like myself. So yeah, that's kind of the quick rundown of the rules. Then one other thing that I wanted to kind of share before we get into this is the turnout for nominees this year was fantastic. So appreciate everybody showing up and sharing and making sure that we had lots of representation here. So we ended up getting 137 nomination forms that were completed. And kicked out 33 of those because they didn't follow the instructions. So, but let's be honest, Terry, that's not bad, right? 75% of the industry can actually read, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's get into category number 1 here. Terry, why don't you start us off?
Absolutely. Category number 1, best new product. This category is for products that have made an impact on the industry in 2021. And these products must have 2022. Sorry, these products have been must have been released in the last 3 years and have not made the voting before. And we'll do our best to police that and see if we can figure out the ones we vote on, if they are in fact within the past 3 years. So the winner last year was Merrily from, did I say that right?
Yeah, we got the head shake. Yeah.
Merrily by Brilliance. And those nominated are 3D Puff Tool by Justin Armenta, Glitter DTF Transfer from Fat Dad, Caesar DTF,
DTV.
DTV.
Direct to vinyl. There's too many acronyms out there nowadays.
yeah. And I say DTF about 8,000 times a day, so it just
exactly
rolls off the.
I get it. Yeah.
360 IQ Press, and that would be from Hottronics. Bill Guard, then Bottle Caddies by Blanktastics, Cut Needle by Vitor Digitizing. The Double Squeegee from Action Engineering, East West Machines, HTV, anything, the Rhinestone World, Image Armor Platinum Pre-Treat, Caesar Juliet Vinyl Cutter, Supercolor Hybrid Printed Heat Transfers, and Wind Spinners by Taz Creation Metals. The 5 top nominees that we'll be voting on are threadconverter.com by Matt Indurl, Sublimation Paints by Artistry, Corel Font Collector by TRW, Stahl's Ultra Color Max Transfers, and then Chanel Native BX Font from Lynn Penny Embroidery. So those are. Well, I think those will, in fact, be the ones that we're voting on.
I think so, yeah. Again, the ones that we're voting on is going to carry an asterisk throughout today. But again, it's all about recognizing everybody. Speaking of recognizing everybody, Terry, I did want to note, you mentioned the Wind Spinner by Taz Creation Metals. That is a 100% veteran-owned business. So
awesome.
On this Veteran Day, I wanted to make sure that we noted that. Aaron over there is making some pretty cool stuff. So
love that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, category number 2, category, that's right, is best customer service. And this is where we're sharing a specific company. If there is a person who stands out there to share them, this company and team member are customer service oriented. These companies have specific policies in place that are customer specific, customer service oriented, and put their customers first in our industry. And last year's winner was Michael Kaminsky with Sublimation 101. So the nominees this year are Corey Downing from Fat Dad, Nikki Ademkowitz from the Sassy Subber, Renee from Tex-Mex, Sanmar, Stahl's Transfer Express, Driven by Graphics, Marvin Pearden, and Matt Vassallo with the Rhinestone World, Brendan Prasner from Wilcom Australia, Brandon Stone with Barradin, Vic Patel with Craft Express, and actually now I just realized, so that one's not on the list actually. All right, Claire Shepard with Blanktastics, Cheryl Simmons from Transfer Express, Clay Barbara from CorelTrainer.com, Mark Stevenson with Coldesi, Condi Systems, Creek Manufacturing, Brilliant Support, Jim Cassing, Roy Huseman. Am I saying that right, Terry?
You are.
Okay.
Huseman.
Roy, okay. From Equipment Zone, Fat Dad Custom Design, Graphic Solutions Groups, Mark Granberry, Linda Bacon from Howard Custom Transfers, Jack's Printing, Jerilee Medeiros from Sunfacer. Hopefully I got Jerilee's last name right. Sorry, Jerilee, if I missed that. Joe Maline from SNS Activewear, Liz Beavers from GSG, Nancy at Supercolor, Night Owls, Printed Mint, RREM Distributors, and Sandy Joe Pilgrim, Teresa Riley from Sanmar, Misty Wolverton from Sanmar, Sheila at Designs by Baby Moon, and Todd Downing. And then who we are most likely voting for here is Vic Patel from Craft Express. So I had Marvin on the list earlier. So, yep, got to get those numbers fixed up there. So Marvin Pearden from Driven by Graphics, Amanda Jordan from True Digital Artistry, Lisa Shaw from Brilliance, and Pilar Harrison from the Rhinestone World. So great stuff there. And I love the customer service one personally myself, Terry, because I'm all about customer service. I believe that the more customer centric your company can be, the more profitable you're going to be. So,
and listening through that list, there are a lot of great companies in here, and many of, if not all, very deserving. So,
yeah, absolutely,
fantastic. All right, you think people, Aaron, are really just tuning in to see if we're going to butcher their company or their last name?
Well, hopefully nobody's placing any bets on that, because there's 100% chance that that's happening. So we've clearly already done it.
Correct. All right. Next category, category number 3, Best Industry Educator. This category is to recognize the best educator in our industry during 2022. This is someone who writes for the industry magazines, presents seminars or webinars, or otherwise educates people to improve our industry. This person should be focused on education rather than offering infomercial type content. Eric probably put that line in.
I did. That's okay.
The last year's winner was Lori Donovan, Sawgrass Product Ambassador. And so the nominees this year, Justin Armenta, JA Digitizing and the Embroidery Nerd, Lisa Shaw, Josh Ellsworth from Stalls, Marshall Atkinson, who will be coming on the air right after us, Jeff Fuller, Dave Connor from Transfer Express, Aaron Montgomery from OSG, Cassie Green from Apparelist Printing United Alliance, Dane Clement from Great Dane Graphics, Jay Bassell and Terry Combs.
I know that guy.
Yeah. Juna from Detour Shirts, Christine Shreve, Mark Cordray, Marvin Pearden from Driven by Graphics Supply, Pilar Harrison, Richard Greaves, Richard Tilley. And the tentative voting will be on Nikki Ademkowitz from the Sassy Subber, Lori Donovan again from SG Creative Studio Workshops, Eric Campbell, Matt Vassallo from the Rhinestone World, and Todd Downing from Fat Dad.
There we go. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
In fact, let's jump into some of the comments before we get to the next section here. Amanda said, Terry's part of that 75%. Let's see here. And Todd says, thanks for the nod. Claire says, yeah, Matt. And Pilar says, congrats, Fat Dad. DTF Glitter sounds cool. Amanda, yay. And so everybody's congratulating everybody. That's awesome. Yep, perfect. And yay, sis from Nikki. Pilar, thanks for the nomination. Giddy right now. I love it. I love it. I love it. Claire says, yay, Justin. Patrick, it's okay that you're late. We'll excuse you this time.
Well, we'll start again. Okay, the first category is...
and then Amanda, so true, says, so many great nominees. So great job. And loving all that stuff. Todd says, wow, glad to see my failures can help others learn. So good. Really good stuff there. So yeah, that best industry educator, honored to be on that list. Terry, you're on that list for sure. And congrats on that.
You as well.
Yeah. And sorry, I was kind of like off screen for just a second. I had to get a note because I'm like, oh gosh, I got to get this all cleaned up here a little bit after we're done. Okay. Where are we at here? Number 4, correct?
Correct. You're up.
Okay. the best podcast or online education. This category is recognized a podcast, online blog, video platform, virtual event, training session, or other online platforms that provide the best educational content in our industry. If it's education on the internet, it fits in this category. I think you came up with that line. That sounds good, Terry. We were very honored to be last year's winner there. So thank you guys for choosing us last year. This year, the nominees are the people who were nominated are Eric Campbell with The Take Up, Condi, Morning Mindset with Todd Downing, Lisa Shaw with Sew Bubbles, The Embroidery Nerds, The Needle Bar Live, The Shirt Show with Dylan and Andy, Christine Shreve's Women Plus Business podcast, Lori Donovan's Sawgrass Product Ambassador Zoom calls, Stalls TV, Cast Podcast, and our Success Group community, the POD cast with Travis and Josiah, Ramona McKee's Coffee and Conversation, Roland's Online Videos, Tacos with Jay and Jeff's show, Small Business Saturdays by myself. Thank you guys. That's I was like, wow, okay. Toast and Transfers, and then the Transfer Express webinars. So, and the tentative people that we will be voting on in this category are Megan Rodenhouse with the Craft Express live demos, Nikki Ademkowitz with the Sassy Subber Zoom calls and videos, the Rhinestone World's YouTube channel, the Two Regular Guys podcast, and Tuesdays with Todd Downing. So congratulations, everybody, on those nominations, and thanks for all the educational content that everybody's putting out there.
I will have to tell Jay Bassell he was mentioned because he's not listening in. He is in Africa right now. His daughter and her husband live there on a very, very, very large ranch, and he's there meeting his first grandchild. So,
good for him. Congrats to him. I still think he should be listening in. I mean, we have people from all over the world. So.
That's right. So, Jay, if you're listening on satellite radio,
that's right. But congrats, Jay. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, next category, and I get a short one because there aren't that many trade shows. So Best Industry Trade Show. This category has re-entered the REGGIE Awards this year since many in-person events have taken place in 2022. We want to recognize the in-person event that best supports, educates, and provides networking for the decorating community in 2022. The winner last year was Applique Getaway, and partly because it's the greatest name of a trade show of all time. So,
that's right.
All right, the nominees are DAX, the Decorated Apparel Expo, DAX Kansas City, Pinners Fort Worth, Shirt Lab, Everything Embroidery Market, ISS, which is now Impressions Expo Fort Worth, and then Impressions Expo Atlantic City. The categories we'll be voting on, or I'm sorry, the nominees we'll be voting on are Printing United Las Vegas, DAX Chicago, Impressions Expo Long Beach, Applique Getaway, and the Graphics Pro Expo in Charlotte. Aaron, I know you had a big part of that show.
It was a great show, but those are some great shows. I mean, everything on the category, except for I don't know about pinners. So again, we're learning something new all the time, and that's the other great part about this particular show is you learn something new. So
right. I stumbled on that as well when I was reading through these before the show this morning. But we would love to hear about that.
Yeah, for sure. So. Thanks for the whoever nominated pinners. Actually, there's several people that put pinners in there, so love it. And then Christine says, "Terry, I love that you say that every time you mention Applique Getaway makes me happy." So,
well, it is true.
It is very cool. So there we go. And then we got Justin mentioning thank you. He's very honored. Ramona, thank you. Blush, and Todd says, wow, so awesome. So Yeah, again, Terry, this is what I love about, it may not be the most polished best show of the year because we're, crazy and butchering names and having a little bit of fun and all that kind of fun stuff. But it certainly is a great opportunity to really recognize lots of names, lots of people. And again, just getting on this list, hey, even if you nominate yourself, that's cool, right? Yeah, I'm good with that. So it's all good. All right, Terry. Well, we're doing really good on time. I don't know. I'm going to jinx it, so I'm not going to say it. Number 6, most influential up-and-comer in the industry, and this category is to recognize the under 40 crowd in our industry. The nominees should exemplify all positive aspects of garment and product decoration. Before nominating, please be sure that the person is in fact under 40. We were not going to go and check, birth certificates or anything like that. We did our best. I did check in with one person that got nominated to C, and he was not. He can put it in the comments if he so chooses.
Aaron, I'm going to warn you before you start this list. I see 1 or 2 challenges.
I definitely screwed it up. I should have gone first and let you have this category. Challenges is an understatement. So we're going to do our best, though. I'm getting better at this, right? There we go. Todd says, I act like I'm under 40. Does that count? So
I think Todd's comment, wow, so awesome. Was that higher up? Wasn't that right after I did the dad joke?
I thought that was. Yeah, maybe we got that out of order. So, all right. So back to most influential up and comer. Crystal Ball with the Rhinestone World was our last year's winner. So the folks that were nominated this year, Rich Kuhn, I believe I'm saying that correctly, with Hustle Ninjas, Jenna Sackett, Adrian Palmer with Screen Printing Magazine, Abby Clark from Transfer Express, Apicarium Design Company, Ashley Dodd. We've got, I think I did actually. Okay. Austin Caldwell with Snappy Press, Corey Pendergraph, Dave Connor. All right, here we go. Erastus Snow Ray. I'm gonna go with that. I think I got it right. I don't know. Erastus Snow Ray. And I did look that because I'm like, is somebody just playing with me? So I did go and look them up, and they actually.
If I sound this out, does it actually say something else?
Exactly.
Amanda Kiss and Hug? Is Amanda Kiss and Hug here?
Exactly. But he's got a big Instagram presence and is an influencer sharing with folks about how to start a t-shirt business. So
perfect.
Erastus
awesome.
Snow Ray. I'm going to go with that. All right. Eric Solomon with Night Owls, Jessica Snyder with Envision Tees, Joe Piazza from Caesar, Katie Wubin, Kelly Walters, Lee Stewart, now I'm just Luis Vitor Digitizing. Now I'm just making stuff up too. Lindsay with Lenny Penny Embroidery, Patrick Ali, Richard King Tilley with Rock, RJ Silva, Sergio Ramirez, Stan Banks, and Val Solomon. And the folks that we will potentially be voting on here looks promising. Adam. I was reading Amanda. So I'll just start with Amanda from True Digital Artistry. Sorry, Eric. Adam Fuller with BJJ Hats. Steve Wingler, Lisa Potts, and Jeff from the Embroidery Nerds. So
awesome.
Family affair with the Fuller boys are going to be battling it out potentially.
I love it.
So let's see here. Here we go. Patrick says, I nominate Aaron for the under 40 category. Well, you would have had to have done that nearly 10 years ago, Patrick. So I think I could have maybe made it up. Yeah, in year number 1, I think I could have made it in that category, but we didn't have it then. So
right. Well.
And then Todd says, Big E is a great teacher and helper of people. So see, and then Christine says, yay, Adam. He taught at Applique Getaway in July, and he was awesome. So congrats, Adam. For those of you that aren't familiar, that are tuning in newly here, Adam was a big part of the Reggies last year. In fact, I've got my hat somewhere. And he is, and Jeff, if Jeff's on or somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's 11, maybe he's 12 now. But he's a young man and does a lot of videos and has his own hat company, BJJ Hats. So, all right, Terry. Well,
young entrepreneurs.
That's right.
He could be in this category for the next 29 years.
Does that mean that we have to stay around doing this for another 29 years?
I think so, just to see if he gets nominated every year. So, okay.
All right. Category number 7.
All right. Women in Garment Decorating Award. This is based on our quarterly show of the same name. This category is meant to recognize the person who is doing the most to raise the profile of women in the industry. And last year's winner was Nikki Adamkowicz. The nominees are Nikki Adamkowicz, Corey Downing, Adrienne Palmer from Screen Printing Magazine, Jenna Sackett from with Stalls, Lisa Potts, Ali Banholzer, Kelly Walters with Stalls, Valerie Solomon with Night Owls, Megan Erber, Amber Massey, Becky with Power Tools and Thread, Cassie Green, Julie Trosen with Blue Moose Boutique, Kelly DeFries, Crystal Ninja, Kim Johnson, Paisley Joe Designs, Kylene Montgomery, Lori Donovan, Lee Caroselli at Balboa Threadworks, Marge Easterling, Melissa with Silhouette School, Michelle Glab, Nancy Moran Jillian of Huckleberry Inc., Stephanie Young, and Tanya Dorscher. And we are voting on tentatively
Lauren, yes.
Lauren Owens, Christine Shreve, Lindsay Salcido, Lenny Penny, Pilar Harrison, and Ramona McKee.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. And speaking of women in garment decorating, and Christine is in the comments. She's the godmother of that. Well, I go with that. I couldn't come
exactly
up with
right.
a great way to put it, but she's been so instrumental. So great to see her nominated. And speaking of that, next week our Women in Garment Decorating program is going to be happening. We're going to have a couple of young ladies from Women in Print Alliance through Printing United are going to be joining us next week to bring you our quarterly Women in Garment Decorating podcast version. So I'm super excited about that. I know, Terry, you're going to be out of town, so I'm going to roll that one solo. But again, we're here to listen to them, not the two regular guys.
Unfortunately, I probably won't be able to hear the show either because I will be on the beach having an all-inclusive cocktail in Dominican Republic. So
they have internet there, dude. You can listen. I promise you.
I
just go to tworegularguys.com. That's the number 2.
The number 2?
Yes, exactly. All right. Before we get into the next category here, Terry, Christine says, great slate of women. Love that the Women in Garment Decorating Award exists and recognizes fantastic women. So, yeah, and pat yourself on the back there, Christine. It exists because of you. So congrats and thank you. Let's see. Frank says, well done, Ramona. And Patrick says, well-deserved cocktail indeed, Terry. There you go.
Well, thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. Well, Nikki says, oh, tough life, Terry. I know she was directing at you. All right. Category number 8 is the most inspirational decorators community member. This is for anyone in the industry who has shown their ability to step above the fighting, debating, and commiserating. It's all that blaming, complaining, and excuse making, and lead with encouragement, motivation, and inspiration. Group leaders or moderators are just those that are always uplifting is what this category is all about. And last year's winner was Nikki Adamkowicz. And the nominees for this year are Frank Dunn, Luis Vitor with Vitor Digitizing, Marvin Pearden with Driven by Graphics, Aaron Montgomery, Christine Shreve, Lori Donovan, Matt Vassallo, Ramona McKee, Ryan Moore of Rock, Allison Collins, Okay, I'm going to try again here, Terry. Erastus Snowen. And I've changed the last name several times now. So
I think you also skipped one there after Ellison.
Well, I kind of did, but I kind of didn't because I already got him before. So
I gotcha.
Accidentally got double counted there. Sometimes people will put the company name first and then the person's name, and I catch most of them, but every once in a while I miss one or two. So yeah, we got Marvin Pearden with Driven by Graphics, Eric Solomon, Jed Seifert with Stakes Manufacturing, Jeffrey Paul with Young One, Joe, who's the owner of Heart and Hustle, Josh Ellsworth, Linda Sunny Fox, Lisa Shaw. All right, this one I'm going to really probably do poorly. I've already decided in my head. So Mike Henriquez, I think I maybe did okay. Potato Chips, Pilar Harrison, Ross Hunter and the Unite Together movement, Sheila with Baby Moon Designs, Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle, and Trevor Murphy. And the potential voting on category folks here is going to be Nikki Ademkowitz with the Sassy Subber, Lauren Owens, Todd Downing from Fat Dad Custom Design, Skip Davis, and Eric Campbell. There we go. Congratulations, everybody.
Very good.
Nominated. Awesome. And again, thank you so much for all the inspiration and just being willing to help others in the industry out. So, Terry, we're cruising. This is awesome. We might actually be perfect. As messed up as I started us off with everything, I think we're going to be okay.
I did offer last night, can I help you with the list? And you said, I don't know what you could do.
Apparently I didn't know what I could do either. So no, you did offer. You guys were very helpful. And real quick, Terry, before we get much further along, with Eric's name showing up on the list, can we just real quick, I know we're going to thank him later, but let's just celebrate Eric real quick as well. He's just makes like all the stuff shows up on the screen just magically, as far as we know, right?
Especially with the names popping up there. That's awesome. That is not easy to do, everybody out there
yes, exactly.
watching us live as opposed to the podcast version.
Exactly. So and then Todd says, what a great group. Skip is killing it with his hat tutorials. So definitely excellent. All right, Terry, ready for category number 9 here.
Absolutely. And this is the one where you have to scratch your head, because you think, okay, was this person on the show this year? Or was it the previous year? And because, the years run together. So
yeah,
this
I asked you about that. I said, hey, were these guys on the show? And you're like, I'm not real sure. And I'm like, oh, you know what, though? We've got that whole list of all the shows. So I just went back and did a Google search of that. Like, does this name show up on that list? No. Okay. Off. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So what we're going back and forth about is the best guest on the Two Regular Guys podcast. So this category is to recognize the guest on the Two Regular Guys podcast that provided the most information, that helped your business and was entertaining.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Terry, before you get into this, though, can I just share one quick note?
Yeah.
I did want to just kind of everybody that's out there, that you guys are saying, hey, come vote for me on the Reggies and stuff like that. Do us a favor. Also encourage them to actually show up and watch the shows, right? Maybe go back, check out some of the future stuff. There's lots of really great information on Two Regular Guys. And we want them to be educated nominators, not just sheeple. Right. So there was a lot of people that were just put into this category that have never been on the show or haven't been on a show in a long time or whatever. We're just the person that they were. Right. So that was how some of these got kicked off of there, too. It's like, OK, well, clearly weren't listening or following directions here. So anyhow, I'll get off my soapbox. But if you are somebody that's out there sharing, we really appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. But also encourage them to be regulators as well.
All right, very good. The winner last year, by the way, were the Embroidery Nerds on their show, and I wasn't on there. It was you and Eric. So that had nothing to do with the fact they won.
It could be. No, I can't. No.
All right, those nominated are Marge Easterling of Big Lick Screen Printing and Deanna Smith of In the Zone Inc. and Amber Penny Massey. So that was a women in garment decorating episode.
Yep.
Eric Campbell. That's Eric is on the show every time one of us is elsewhere.
Well,
so
and he's
that
also
could be
been
multiple shows.
But he's also been a guest too. We kind of hosted him as a guest as we were talking. In fact, it turned into the 3-episode extravaganza, right?
That's right. That was our quick fill-in show that turned into 3 shows. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And Justin, I see your comment. Agreed. We'll get on that. All right, go ahead, Terry. Sorry.
Very good. Gloria LaFont, Hope Dale and Christina Schulman from Everything Embroidery Market, Jay Bassell, Jed Seifert, Josh Ellsworth, Joshua Caruth, Christine Shreve, Max Hellman, Live Event Printing, Richard Tilley, and Victor Pena. The voting on folks are Nikki Adamkowitz, Lori Donovan, Lisa Potts, John Morse of Club Colors, and Jenna Sackett from Stalls. So lots of great, when I read through the list, the shows come rushing back to me, that was really good. Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
No, I totally love that. That's definitely when I'm going through and sorting out all the information here, getting to go through that category again. It's like I said, I had to go back and check. And so I'm getting to go through all the lists. I'm like, oh yeah, that was good. But then I think what we really need to do, Terry, is go back like a few years back, right? Like 3 or 4 or 5 years back and go, let's get some of those people back on, right?
Yeah,
so,
exactly right.
Yeah,
we talk about that sometimes. Oh yeah, we haven't had so-and-so for a while. We need to get them back on.
Yeah. So maybe 2003 will be vintage, right? Getting some of the band back together, so to speak. But
you probably meant 2023, but
I don't even know what I said. So yes, I did. But and Nikki says it was so much fun and thank you. Yeah, we really enjoyed having Nikki on. That was
absolutely
great show for sure. All great shows. So thanks everybody for and just again recognizing that like the Victor Pena show, that was like second week of the year, I think, third week. It was real early on in the year, so had to go into the Wayback Machine there to that was this year. Okay, cool.
Well, I was thinking when I saw that, I thought, well, wait a minute, wasn't he on the show when we were at Printed Threads? But that was 2 or 3 years ago. So
yeah, exactly. But then he came on and joined us for a actual episode. So all right, let's close this out, Terry. Again, doing really good here. Category number 10 is the best ambassador for the industry. This category is to recognize someone who represents our industry within and without and exemplifies all the positive aspects of garment and product decoration. So last year's winner was the great Eric Campbell, Mr. Eric Campbell. That's E-Rich for those of you playing at home. I got it. I had to do
it. Wasn't me, Eric.
It's been a little while. Well, Todd said something earlier that I saw. The best producer award goes to E-Rich, and so I apologize.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to take full responsibility for my actions, though, Eric. So, all right. So then, folks who were nominated this year: Matt Vassallo with the Rhinestone World, Skip Davis, Luis Vitor, Pilar Harrison, Stan Banks of the T-Shirt Side Hustle, Amanda from True Digital Artistry, Brett Bowden, Brian Bally. Am I saying that right, Eric? No? Okay.
Maybe Bailey, but I'm not sure.
Bailey. Yes, thank you. All right. I don't know. Sorry, Brian. I should know that. But he's the creator of Brilliance. Cassie Green, Charlie Toblieb. I'm really going to have a hard time with this one. And I just call him Danny, but Danish with Silky Socks. I'm going to, how do you think I should go with the last name there? Somebody could probably help me.
I'm going to say Casamali.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. So Danish Casamali with Silky Socks, Dave with Transfer Express, Marvin from Driven by Graphics, Eric Solomon, Joshua Caruth with Printing United Alliance, Justin Armenta, Lori Owens, Lisa Shaw, Lon Winters with Graphic Elephants. Boy, Mark and any help with this one, Eric? Terry,
Suadolnik.
Yeah, Suadolnik. Thank you. I'm like, I don't even know where to start there. Mark Suadolnik. Mark, apologize in advance.
Marquez.
Exactly. We've got Marvin, Megan Rodenhouse with Craft Express, Michael Kaminsky from Sublimation 101, Sprite Wood from Connie Systems, and Terry Combs.
Hey.
Yeah, good job, Terry. And then potential voting on folks here, tentatively, Lori Donovan, Todd Downey, Nikki Adamkowitz, Eric Campbell, and Aaron Montgomery.
Awesome.
Yeah, wow.
What a great list of all,
Yeah,
of all 10 categories. Fantastic.
Really great list. And again, Terry, I loved, again, getting to, we're veterans, right? As of the industry, not veterans of the military. Sorry, I know it's Veterans Day, but we call ourselves industry veterans. It's nicer than saying old guys, old people in the industry. And to be able to go through this each year and just names on there that we don't know, right? And then so I go start looking things up, right? And so I was a little late this morning. I was looking stuff up. I'm like, oh crap, I got to get this list done. And Todd says, in under an hour, where's the award for that? So
I know. Well, Todd, we're not done yet. So
I can still ruin it. So no worries. But again, Terry, I just want to congratulate everybody. If you were nominated, that's a big deal. So just take a moment if you were nominated and just do this number, right? Give yourself a little pat on the back. You made a difference in somebody's world, and you should feel appreciated because you are. So. Any other last thoughts on the 10th annual REGGIE Award nominee list here, Terry?
Oh gosh, just that, 10 years ago when we started this, we thought, I wonder if anybody will nominate people, and it exploded, and every year has gotten better and better and better. And so, I love Aaron too. Early on, I remember walking by some different trade show booths, and their REGGIE Award would be hanging in their booth. So. Yeah. That made me feel good, and appreciate the fact that the winners, appreciate the award that they've received, and rightly so.
Yeah, definitely. I agree completely. I mean, heck, we get an opportunity to be the hosts of this, kind of the vehicle for the Reggies, but I know for me, I'm really proud of our REGGIE. I think that was a big deal. So, and again, just to be nominated, like seeing my name on the list would just like hit me. So, really, really good stuff. Let's see here. We've got a couple of comments that I want to make sure we get to. Amanda Jordan says, fantastic, Nikki. I'm proud of you, big sis. And Nikki says, thank you for all that gave me nods. I fully realize I will only be allowed in 2 categories. I'm very humbled by all of the nods. So thank you. And Todd says, thank you for all the noms, and more importantly, thanks for supporting everyone in the industry. So great to be a part of it. And Amanda, I did mention this earlier, but she submitted a request for a new category for the 2023 Reggies, best dad joke. So that may be a
absolutely
thing. Yeah, maybe a thing. and we'll just award it to the actual joke itself. Can we do that?
Yeah, I think so. And then, but that's kind of like an oxymoron. Best dad joke. I mean,
yeah, we're gonna have to work on that part of it for sure.
Most tolerable dad joke. Maybe that's what it should be.
I'd say maybe we just have a whole episode about just the dad jokes in general. So most tolerable. You could have the most head shakes, the most groan inducing. So
the one that Todd had the best comment about.
That's right. Amanda says most groan worthy. Yep. So good stuff there. And then Amanda says congratulations to all. Justin says congrats to all the nominations. And Christine says, love to see all the support going out to people in the industry. As Aaron says, a rising tide lifts all boats. We've done a lot of boat lifting today. Agreed, Christine. Very well said, as usual, but very well said. Todd says, best joke to be added to the dad base.
Right.
And Kristen says, shoot, I already sent you my best one. We can rehash it just for that, but... Sheila says, congratulations to all. What great people. All right, good. Well, let's start off with Eric here today, what he's got coming up. No 5 things today, so we're still leaning on you guys, counting on you guys to come up with some 5 things. I know some people are working on them. They've been working on them for a while though, so let's get those in. We'll get that added in one way or shape or another. If you'll go to tworegularguys.com/5 things, and that's where you can put in, there's a form right on there. You can send us a recorded version. You can come on the air, whatever. Just go there to start and then send that stuff over. All right. But Eric today, Terry, we'll start with him. And he's got the Take Up. It's episode 134, and it's called Why Embroidery? ? Right? Selling machine embroidery strengths. We're going to talk about the unique values of embroidery and how to share them. You can find it at ericcampbell.com on the Take Up tab at the top of the site. So if you're somebody involved in the embroidery, in fact, if you're somebody involved in the decorating world, you need to be there for that show. It'll be, because that's at the end of the day, if you want to know how to market your business, answer the question of why somebody should do business with you. What's the problem that you solve? And sounds like that's what Eric's going to be talking about here today. What the strengths of machine embroidery are. So looking forward to that one, Eric. That's going to be awesome. So you can also check out Eric's article on Craft to Commercial in the Graphics Pro Start Here issue. And you also have his latest on stitch types for line work in the November Images Magazine UK. So plenty of Eric out there to go around, so you go check it all out. Good stuff. All right, Terry, what about you? What's coming up for you, sir?
Well, it looks like I need to start putting in my my 2023 events, but to round out 2022, I have my complete screen printing business course at Workhorse Products in Phoenix. That will be December 10th and 11th. And all my 2023 classes, both in Chicago at Atlas Screen Supply and in Phoenix at Workhorse Products, are on my website for the entire year. So go check that out. And how about you, Aaron? How are you going to wrap up the year?
Yeah, but the main thing wrapping up the year for me is getting to teach a virtual session at the Applique Getaway, which is starting just around the corner here, starting November 15th. So if you have not already grabbed your ticket for that, please head over to osg.link/virtualag, and you can grab your ticket for that. And Christine can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I got it right. I think it's going to be going in through the 5th of February. So grab that ticket. You can catch lots of great trainers. The list looks fantastic. And as Terry always says, best name for a show anywhere. So you got to check that out just for that reason alone. Again, osg.link/virtualag to check that out. All right, Terry. Well, we've come to the close of another show. I think most importantly, Terry, we need to thank everybody who made nominations to take the time to just recognize somebody else. I know we make it a little bit harder because you got to put at least 7 in there, and I get it, but it's worth it because, as Christine mentioned, a rising tide lifts all boats, and we lifted a lot of boats today. And so want to say thanks to everybody who took the time to nominate, and also congratulations to everybody who was nominated. Thanks for all that you do for the industry.
Absolutely. I think my struggle, Aaron, was more there's so many people that I could think of to put in each category that it was hard to narrow it down to one person or one company.
That's a good point. Really good point.
Yeah. And speaking of nominees, we want to thank our show producer, Eric Campbell, for everything he does. He's recovering and in full participation mode over there, pushing buttons and turning dials. So we appreciate what you do, Eric.
Yeah, for sure. When you were gone last week, Eric, Terry was saying, well, this is a good reminder for us. We certainly appreciate you, but we felt it for sure. So thanks for doing everything, to Eric. All right. Well, next week, Terry, you are on vacation. I don't know why you didn't invite all the regulators to go with you, but whatever. Just kidding. Just kidding. You can't have that cocktail without being tuned in if we're all standing there waiting for some great words of wisdom to come out of your mouth. So. But no, Terry, enjoying a well-deserved vacation next week. So I'm going to be on my own with Eric's great support here for the Women in Garment Decorating podcast next week, and we've got Kristen and Ann joining us, and I will get Kristen's last name correct once we get I get a chance to get that right. So I'm not even going to try right now. We've done enough butchering of names today. So we've got Kristen and Ann who's going to be joining us to discuss the Women in Print alliance and just about all that. So they were, I got to meet Ann out in person at the Printing United event out there, and just an incredible person. And I said, hey, do you want to come talk to us about some stuff? And she's like, sure. She's like, can I bring a friend? I'm like, 100%. Let's do it. So I'm looking forward to Kristen and Ann next week, Terry. It's going to be a great show.
All right. Ann +1. Exactly. All right.
I love it.
Until then, I'm Terry Combs. He's Aaron Montgomery.
We are the Two Regular Guys.
Here we go. We're out.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening to Two Regular Guys. Check out our website at tworegularguys.com. That's the number 2, regularguys.com. You can also interact with us over at our Facebook page, facebook.com/tworegularguys, or send us a tweet, twitter.com/tworegularguys. And we have a YouTube page. You can find all that from our website, tworegularguys.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to spending some time with you again next week.